Stop. We arrived on Gili Air or Gili Air. This is actually Indonesian and means water. So there are actually 3 famous Gili islands in Indonesia. They are between Bali and Lombok. Actually, they are like really close to Lombok. You can see Lombok. See, this is Lombok. And in this video I want to give you some basic tips how to travel around the Gili Islands, how to get here and where to stay actually. Right now we're on Gili Air, like I said. There's also Gili Meno and Gili Trawangan. This is the place you want to go if you want to party hard. Then there is Gili Meno. We haven't been there. We're going there tomorrow, so I take you around that island as well. They say Gili Meno is like really quiet. There's like almost nothing happening over there, but really nice. And then you have Gili Air, and this is like something in between. You have a little bit of party, you have some more lonely places in the north of the island. You still got some bars, diving, snorkeling, whatever, some nice restaurants. So we're checking out the island right now and I'm summarizing some of the main tips for Gili Air. So to summarize the tips for Gili Air. First of all, how to get here. We came here by public boat. So we took a taxi from St. Gigi to a city or harbor which is called Bangsal. So the taxi, the Bluebird taxi, costs around 130,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is not too much. When the taxi drops you at the harbor, you should look for the public boat. So there's a ticket counter only for the public boats. Don't let the people confuse you because there are people selling tickets like everywhere. So just ask the taxi driver to drop you directly at the public boat ticket counter. There are also some speedboats going. The public boat is only going once it's full. So once there are 40 people on the boat, it goes to Gili Air. So it takes you around 25 minutes from Lombok to Gili Air. A ticket costs around 15,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is less than €1. Because it's a public boat, when we were on that boat, there were mainly locals, which is awesome. So to give you an idea how the island Gili Air looks like, you arrive in the very south at the harbor, which looks like this. The island is not that big. I think you can cross the whole island in 30 minutes. So when you check out the map, in the very south, like I said, is the harbor. Then on the southwest is like this more party area kind of thing. There are some bars and discos, what we heard. We haven't been there. On the very south and east, this is where the hotels and bungalow area starts. This is a little bit more crowded. So there's like one spot after the other where you can sleep and also eat. There are a lot of restaurants like on the beach. But once you walk like a little bit to the north and east, this is a little bit less crowded. There are still a lot of places where you can actually sleep, so some nice spots. We stay at a place which is called Bamboo Cottage, but I dropped some of the accommodation we found in the description, so check out the description for more information. So of course, I actually wouldn't recommend to stay in the center of the island. The center is still quite nice. There are a lot of different kind of restaurants you can find. So there are some places you should check out, but on the other hand, it's like you don't want to be that far from the beach, right? So try to find a spot where you stay on the beach side. So yeah, what else can you do on Gili Air? Of course, one thing is diving. There are a lot of diving schools. You also find some of them in the description. They have some discovery tours or some more advanced tours you can do. Then of course you can go snorkeling. And instead of doing a snorkeling tour, you can just rent some masks and some fins. We hired like 2 of those big masks and fins for 150,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is about €9 for the whole day. They're really nice because you see quite a lot and you can breathe properly. After a while they hurt on your jaw. This was a really nice experience. I never tried them before. What people told us, it's amazing. You can see some turtles on Gili Air as well. So if you want to snorkel, don't do a tour. You can just start on the very northern eastern part of the island and just snorkel down like really south to the very bottom of the island. At the very southeast there's like a real beach actually, and here you can also find a lot of fish. But like somewhere in the middle, like between the very north and the south, we found a turtle. So we saw some snorkeling tours and they actually dropped all these people at the east of Gili Air anyways. So when you're here, just rent your own mask and do your own thing. Don't snorkel on the very west of the island. They said there are a lot of currents. and then there are more activities you can do. You can do yoga. We went to a really nice yoga class at a place which is called Fire and Flowers. Then there is also H2O yoga. There's even a gym on that island if you want to work out. One thing is you should watch the sunrise or the sunset. So behind me you see the sunrise. The sun is just coming up and you can see that on the east of the island. So this is Lombok. And this is where the sun rises. And we also got a very good massage at a place which is called Harmony Massage. So what about food? There's this place which is called Musa. They got vegetarian and vegan food and also gluten-free. Yeah, that place was nice when you're looking for some proper vegan food, but it's like kind of Western the way they prepare it, and it's really expensive compared to some other spots. So we always prefer this local food spot. So there are also a lot of warungs on Gili Air. There's one warung I can seriously recommend, and this is called Warung Sunny. We had a great time, the people are awesome, and the food is the shit.
Yeah. Warung Sunny, the best! Thank you so much.
Try the dessert, which is called Hero 5. So these are my tips for Gili Air. Really easy island, really small. There are a lot of things you can do, but it's also really easy to handle. Right now it's like low shoulder season something. It's March. There are so many free rooms. You could actually just arrive on the island without having accommodation. People will ask you anyways and you will find a room. This is what we do on Gili Meno right now. We're going to Gili Meno now by public boat, which leaves around 8:30 in the morning. And yeah, it takes you to Gili Meno. Excited about Gili Meno. So this is the area which is a little bit less crowded, less people, less restaurants, and you see still a lot of buildings. So this is Gili Meno. Look at this. So really, this is less crowded than Gili Air. The island basically really looks like this. Beach, some guest houses in the back, not many, crystal clear ocean. So we took a public boat from Gili Air to Gili Meno. This one is leaving at around 8:30 at the harbor of Gili Air. There is like a proper ticket counter, so go to the official ticket counter of the public boat. There's also a big sign where you see all the prices, so it's like 35,000 Indonesian rupiah to go from Gili Air to Gili Meno with this public boat. It takes you around 15 to 20 minutes and it costs around 40,000 Indonesian rupiah to go from Gili Air to Gili Trawangan. So what can I tell you about Gili Meno? First of all, what we didn't really expect before we came to the Gili Islands is that they are so close to each other. So you can really see the other islands because they're so close to each other. So Gili Meno, which is the less crowded island of those three islands, is in the middle. So from here I can see Gili Trawangan. Right in the back you see it. So this is already Gili Trawangan. And on the other side, when you go to the eastern part of the island, I'm in the north right now, the very north, you can see Gili Air. Where to look for a room or where do you want to stay when you're on Gili Meno? Like on Gili Air, I think it's like 30 minutes to cross the island. This island is even smaller than Gili Air, I think. So yesterday we actually walked around the island on the beach and we walked really slowly. It took us around, let's say, 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. And we checked out like all the beaches. And what I can tell you is the very northern part, so what you see here, and here. So the northern eastern part, this is where we're staying, and the beach is the nicest over here, at least during this time of the year. Also the beginning of the western side, like the western northern part of the beach is right nice. There are some really nice cafes and also the sand is really nice, but I would recommend to stay somewhere around this area, so northeast, northwest. So when you leave the boat on the harbor, just go right and walk up the beach until you find a good accommodation. I popped some of those tips in the description again. When we were walking around the island, I can tell you one thing, the very southern part, so southeast where the harbor is, and then when you walk to the south, this part is actually not really nice. That's what we think. Really a lot of plastic and shit like this. We already tried to clean up a little bit while we were walking around this island, but it's actually quite hard because there's a lot of plastic. So what to do on Gili Meno? Basically, you just chill. Because as you see, there is not too much to do here, but on every trip we love to have a place which is like this, lonely. You can walk around at night, nothing will happen. People are really friendly again. We love it. Yeah, and what you can do, of course, you can do a little bit of yoga. We saw this. There are some diving spots as well, some diving places. We checked out the sunset at the west side of the island at a cafe which is called Diana's Cafe or something. Awesome place. Check that one out. I'm sweating like hell. I'm sweating. Anyways, one more thing you should do for sure is to go for a snorkeling trip as well. We snorkeled on Gili Air, but on Gili Meno you are supposed to see turtles for sure on the very east side. And there is a lake in the middle of the island. To find some shadow. Too hot. Yeah. One more tip, there are ATMs on Gili Meno, Gili Air and Gili Trawangan, or you also call it Gili T like I said, so you don't need to take money to that island. Also most of the places they actually accept credit cards, which is awesome. As far as I remember from our other Southeast Asian trips or other trips, whenever we went to islands we had to take a lot of money on that island to like pay for the accommodation, food and all the activities we planned to do. But here you don't need it, you can pay everything by card. Nice. So to give you an idea about the accommodation, this time we're paying a little bit less, so we pay 300,000 Indonesian rupiah per night, including breakfast. This is around 18 euros. Before we always paid about 500,000, 550,000 per night. We don't have air condition, we just have a fan. I'll show you the accommodation now. So I think we're the only people here. I'll show you the bungalow. This is a cheaper version. This is the terrace. And this is our bedroom. And we have a mosquito net here, which you really need, as there were a couple of mosquitoes here tonight. This is the small bathroom, aka toilet, aka when you shower, you shower almost on the toilet. So you can sit on the toilet and shower at the same time. Everything is open, so that's why you got like all these mosquitoes in here during the night, but that's alright for 2 nights. When you wake up you can actually see the beach. Look at this. Over there is the beach. Hard to see by camera. So we just arrived at the harbor in the east of Gili Meno. So we're leaving Gili Meno and we're going to Bali, and we actually bought a ferry speedboat ticket to get from Gili Meno to Bali, which cost around 450,000 Indonesian rupiah. So yeah, we're leaving now at 11:30 and it takes you around 1.5 hours to get from Gili Meno to Bali. What's also included is a shuttle bus from the harbor in Bali where we arrived. I forgot the name of the city. And yeah, from that city to Ubud where we're staying. All this for 450,000 Indonesian rupiah per person. I also want to end this video with a little tip. We are using the app Find Penguins. So the app you see right here. This app is really awesome. I was looking for an app like this when we did our big trip for 9 months around 9 countries. I tried to find a map where I can track the places where we've been to. So this app, Find Penguins, actually allows you to upload footprints, so you can actually mark those places you've been to on a map. You can write a little description what you have seen. You can upload pictures and videos for each place. I think this is awesome because there are so many places we have visited already. Sometimes I forgot where we stayed, the most remarkable places I want to remember, and you can really like mark those places on this map. So I think this is really, really cool and something I was looking for before I tried Google Maps, and it didn't really work out that well. Right now we are hopping from island to island, so Bali is actually the 4th island on this trip. We can really track where we've been to, and what's even cooler, this is something I also always wanted to have, is you can share this map or this trip with your friends, your family, so you share this link and people can actually follow you. So we're leaving Gili Meno right now using this app to track the whole trip, and I hope you like this video. I hope you like those tips I gave you. Thank you so much for watching. If you got any questions, please post a comment. And like I said, we haven't been to Gili Trawangan, so I cannot give you any tips on that, but I'm really sure you find a lot of information. If you got anything I missed talking about, please post a comment as well. Help your fellow travelers. I see you on Bali. Cheers.